Hi, this is Jeff from Site Subscribe. I just want to take a moment to show you how to add a page to a menu inside of WordPress. So first you're going to log into the WordPress dashboard, and then you're going to find on the left menu system inside of WordPress, you're going to find Appearance. Hover over Appearance, go to Menus, give that a few seconds to open up. Okay, so once we're inside of menus, we can either add a new menu or we can edit an existing menu. So I think we'll edit an existing one, but I'll show you to add a new one. You kind of scroll over to the far right and hit the little plus sign. You create a new menu. Begin by giving it a name and then save it. Then you can start adding pages. Well, let's look at a menu. Probably the most common one you'll be involved with would be called primary. There are different menus assigned to different pages and different sidebars. Primary is the primary navigation at the top, what we call the nav bar, N-A-V-B-A-R, nav bar for the website. So what we want to do, actually, we could take a quick peek at the website itself just to see what it looks like. So here's a website. If you hover over, you have the primary nav bar. Then you have drop-down menus or sub pages or what have you. They're basically drop-down menus. They may or may not be sub pages in the literal sense, where the menu items that are listed can actually be in a flat file structure, and the way that they're listed inside of the menu is not necessarily related to the way they are inside of the website architecture. So you can add pages below other pages and not affect linking and page access. And the menu structure is not really tied to the page hierarchy. So let's look at the primary menu. So if you scroll down, you can see all of the submenu, the subpage items or submenu items. Let's go ahead and add a page to the bottom of the list. So if we go to the page menu, you can select a page or view all pages, kind of browse through them, or you can search for a page. I'll just put a word in here that I know is the title, part of the title of one of the pages, and it should show up. There it is, website instructions. I'll add that temporarily to our menu. And I'll just go ahead and add all these just for our test purposes here. You can repeat the process and add as many pages as you need to. And while we're at this, I'll go ahead and add a couple other items here. Let's add a custom link. That might be one of the most common items that you add besides a regular page. Let's make a link to another page, either on the website or possibly even to another external page that's not on the website. Let's say you want to link to the contact page. One way you could do it is find the contact page in the page list as we did before. But what we'll do here is we'll add a custom link to that page just for an example. So what you'll do is you'll add a relative URL by adding the page slug or the page URL, the way the page is accessed without all the prefix HTTP and without the domain name. So we're going to grab that page slug from the public website and we'll just paste it in there as a custom link, and we'll go ahead and give it a title. We can always edit that later. I'm going to go ahead and add another one, website instructions. That's another page just as an example using a custom link. And I'll just rename it to instructions so we know which one was the actual page we added and which one was the custom link. So now what we're going to do is drag and drop them into position. And you can continue to do that until you have everything the way you want it, and then hit save. So let's go ahead and start with contract maintenance, and we'll add, actually let's drag that underneath website instructions as a subpage, and we'll do the same just for, yes, it's just kind of a demo. These don't really make sense, but I'm just going to drag them in here, and you'll see how they look in the menu. Now we may end up running off the page here on the right side because we're running out of room on this particular menu. So it may wrap down to the next line when we save this, but that's okay. We're going to delete that when we're done. So this is just temporary. So once we save this menu, it takes a minute. We're going to come back in and refresh this page. And the menu item will probably pop down here, I'm guessing. Bottom of this, there it is. It kind of moved down another line because we ran off the physical width of the page here for the navigational menu. So it's okay because we're going to remove it. So let's just, you can see you can hover over. We're getting some space here because it was actually between the top level page and the sub pages. We're getting some space because we purposely pushed the nav bar to line up at the bottom of the header here. When it's on one line. When it's on a second line, it doesn't work too well. But that's okay, this is temporary. So let's hover over. You can see all those menu items are added, including the instruction page. If you look at the status bar down in the lower left corner, as I hover over website instructions, it goes to the page website instructions and the status bar down there. And if I hover over the page called instructions, it goes to the same place. So we added a page called website instructions, and the benefit of the reason you might do one pulling it here from the page menu, the page list, and that's because the reason to do that is if you rename that page later on, it will remember that, and it will keep the title and the label website instructions, and will always link to that page. So it's kind of best to just grab them from the page list here. But if you need to add a custom item, you could go ahead and do that. So one way to do that would be you could add any external link here as an example. Let's say we have another website over here we want to link to. We can grab that URL, we can add it to the menu here, but in this case we can't do a relative URL because it's outside of the website, so we have to add the whole HTTP string, the whole deal there, like that. And you can say IRF, and just go hq.org. I'm not sure where the capitalization belongs. You can add that to the menu as an external link. The only thing is when you add an external link, WordPress doesn't give you an option to make it open in a blank page or a new tab. So you end up with people leaving your site. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend putting too many external links in the menu. Let's say if we wanted to move this up above, put it somewhere else in the navigational structure, we can easily do that. Just drag and drop. You could drag it under another page or sub page, create the whole structure any way you want. We can drag sub pages unlimited, as many as you want. As long as you hit save, everything will be good. So that's how you add an item to the menu. Pages, all these other items over here can be added, but not very common to add, specific, type of post like a sponsor or an event. You might want to add a category, a blog post category. Say if you wanted to add a specific, news stream, maybe your featured news, you could add that as a category and give it a custom title and put it somewhere in your menu. So that's it. Thanks for joining. See you next time.